Okay, this is a reading I've actually been trying to get recorded. Of course, it's late. It's going on midnight my time, and I'm finally going to try to get through this. It's actually probably going. I'm going to try to make it short, but it may be a little long because of the fact that this is a 9 card spread that I've never really um, done before. It's something that I'm working on with the Lenormand deck, but basically I like to do the shorter spreads. Um, I just lay 3 cards out or 5 cards. But this is, from what I understand, this is called the square of 9. And of course, this is going to be the top side. And the way that this is supposed to be read, they're laid out one, from left to right. Two, yeah, and I cut my finger today washing dishes. Oh, the food processor, the blade I had in there cutting up, and it's really sharp. Anyway, starts from left to right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And to me, I find that central card with any of these, especially a 3 card. If it's just 3 cards, that central card definitely seems to hold a lot. You always read from left to right, and with a Norman decks, you read from left to right and top to bottom. But with these spreads, you read in every direction. Um, you know, vertical, horizontal, every direction. And you have to read everything. So anyway, this is called a square of 9, and I laid out a significator, which you always do, which is the man card. Now normally, what you do is you're going to pick a card that represents the situation. Um, I'd normally lay this on top, but you wouldn't be able to see it. I am using my own personal deck that I had made here. Um, uh, but I laid that card out, and I went ahead and I done the reading. And the card that that's one thing I do like about these cards. If things aren't connecting with me, it's recommended just to take them up and lay the spread out again, and it seems to work better. If it's not making sense to you, you can lay it out again and it'll make more sense to you a lot of times the second time around. Anyway, the card that I should have laid out for the significator came up in the spread, so that was fine. And what it was really about is someone who's looking about starting a job or starting a business for themselves, and how things are going to go, and that would actually be represented by the fish card here. So with it coming up in there, and this being more on this side or my right side on the future, it definitely fit perfect. So I went ahead and left it, and I want to go from here. But anyway, the way you read this spread is going to be the central focus card, like here. It's not pre-selected. Now, a lot of times with spreads like these, you'll have like I was talking, a significator and so forth, but I went ahead and pulled a significator because this is a male that's interested in this. But you basically kind of relate that central card to something that would maybe trigger anything about the question. And the central card I have here, I would say what he's asking for is that that fish card. It laid out right next to it, so that was perfect. Let me know that everything is working smooth in that manner. But you first read your columns, which is going to be card 1, 4, and card 7, and then of course you're going to move over into 5 and 8 and 3, 6, and 9, and you're going to read these in past, present, and future. Okay, then you're going to read the rows of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, and of course past, present, and future. And you also read your diagonals, which is going to be 1, 5, and 9. Okay, and then you're going to you always read from left to right, 7, 5, and 3. And this is also said to work in a past, present, future situation. Going to the left and down seems to be how this works. Everything upper and to the left seems to be more of past and present, whereas as you go over and you come down, that's more future, from my understanding on how this works. But you read your corners. You read 1, and you read 9, and you read 3, and you read 7. Okay, and then of course you're going to read your central cross, which is card 2, card 4, 5, 6, and card 8. And then you read triangles within the spread, and triangles are going to be 1, 3, and 8, and 7, 9, and 2. So 1, 3, 8, 7, 9, and 2. And this is how these are read. So this is going to be, like I said, a little bit long, a little bit complicated. But basically, what the question was about, like I said, a job. This person's wanting to know about a job and how things are going to work out for him, or basically not a job. It is a job. It's working for themselves, but he wants to know how it's going to work out for him. So first of all, I'm going to read um, your rows going downward. And first thing I would have is the first card is the lily, and the ring, and the mountain. Now, past, present, future wise, lily, lily is a positive card. Um, it's a lot about it. It deals with things. There seems to be a lot of contentment that deals with the lily card. It's about basically satisfaction, um, or completed things that you've completed. And I'm going to have to say, in his completion with things, it's going to have to be things that he's learned. They call the lily the Zen factor card, and there's a sense of completion, basically bringing serenity and so forth into your life. So basically, this tells me, and especially the type of job this person's wanting to work with, that fits perfectly. That in the past, that there's things he's completed and he's ready to move on and go ahead and start his own business. And the next card sitting next to it is the number 25 card, and the number 25 card is the ring. The ring is about commitments. Okay, right here, card number 25. Actually, I should show the cards. And there is the lily card. Okay. But the ring is about commitments. So basically, what I get with that right there is this seems to be more, completions, or not really completions, but I get the things that he's worked on and completed. That he does definitely. It's something he's very, very committed to, especially in his past. He's has already made up his mind. But there's some kind of a union that comes up, and I think this is more on basically a spiritual or personal level. You know. There's a sense of stability. He's feeling more stable and more confident. Um, and very dedicated to making this happen. And here, future-wise, I have the number 21 card. Now, actually, I'm going to read these two together, um, just I just done, with that lily and that ring card. And that lily and that ring card together, I kind of get more of a feeling with that as being more of something that you're gonna stick to. It's almost like a marriage. It's something that's a lifelong thing that's going on with you, um, and you're committed to it. Okay, and, because of the ring and so forth, and the flowers. But like I said, it's almost um, more than likely, I would say this is something later on in somebody's life that they've worked on for a long time and so forth, and they're finally at a point to where they want to do something which this is the case because the person is not a young person, not very old, but it's something they've worked on for many years, and they're finally at a point that they want to move on here. Okay, now on this here, the mountain's always obstacles, and the mountain seems to be more. It's a lot about stalls. Things that they either he's stalling or a situation seems to be stalled for some reason. Maybe for a little while longer because the other card's showing that I think the way the rest of the spread works, that everything seems to be looking okay. But this does basically there's a danger type feeling that comes up with a mountain card. You know, the thing is, I get a lot of this when there's a mountain. You're going to have to find another way around it. Whatever situation or predicament I think that you're in, you're going to have to find another way around it. This long-term commitment here. So that's what the mountain seems to represent. It seems, is a lot of patience is going to be needed because there seems to be patience um, um, with getting around the mountain instead of being able to go straight through and go over top it. It's going to take a little longer time-wise. And then, like I said, this all makes perfect sense with the past. It's taken a long time for this person to get where they want to be. And so that makes perfect sense to me in that manner. Now, reading actually the ring and that mountain together, and also I need to read always that first and last card. Need to kind of look at that and see what that tells me. But these seem to have a theme that's going on, something that it's that lifelong commitment and so forth, that and having to go basically the long way around it. But what with that ring and this card right here next to each other seems to be again. I get having a difficult time trying to get there. You know, kind of a stalling, maybe, which this did come up, some type of agreement that deals with this. They haven't taken action on it yet, so there's been some stalling in that situation. So that makes perfect sense, and this has also been in the past, and that's what's going on. Now, what's presently going on with it, I have the first card here, the bear. Bear is a great card for companies and big businesses, and especially a boss and the owner, which fits in perfect too with his question. The central card here, beautiful card to have, the sun card. That's like excellent with a Lenormand deck. Now the bottom card would be the tree. So reading that current situation, like I said, coming to the bear. The bear is, like I said, about bigger businesses and stuff like that, about financial windfalls, and it deals with financial matters, and again, big business. And what he's getting connected with is a very large business, you know. Um, Basically being the boss, being the owner, and being the boss. Basically the situation. But again, I get more of a feel that there's going to be connections and working with big, great big companies and so forth. And that seems to be the case with that. And what's next? Because from what I understand, it's a very big deal. They will be basically an independent contractor working for himself, as represented by the fish over here, but it's working for the bigger company, as is shown by the bear. So the 15 card, the bear, shows a lot of power there, and that's very strong power with the way it's set up. The cards around it look pretty good, and also either way, I'll have to get to that later. But anyway, going to the next card is the sun, and the sun, number 31 card. This is, I think, one of the most positive cards in the Lenormand deck that I seem to have found and this is all about success, okay, happiness, and you know, a very, very now one thing that needs to be involved, think about is the ego can come forth, especially sitting beside that bear, because the card is about male energies and also about the ego, um, and the bear. That's just something that needs to kind of be looked at, but I get more of a feel with the bear and the sun sitting next to each other here, that it seems, I don't know, I'm getting again someone with big money, and financial success is written all over that. So the companies he's connecting with is successful. So this is going to help him out with making money and so forth. So, and this is also presently, things are going well with this. Now now going back there, I didn't read those two cards together, but either way, I'm trying to get through this. I have the sun and the tree. Okay, the tree is the number 5 card, and the tree is, uh, you know, all about. I get one, roots and growth with this. You know, and basically they say this is a very karmic card and deals with life force and so forth. But it's a lot of times a symbol for a spiritual type seeking when it comes with this, and this makes perfect sense because of the type of job and the type of company that this person is going to be working with. Makes perfect sense. There is definitely a strong spiritual connection with that. But and this is also health when it comes up. So this is saying like kind of a spiritual health and health of the company, and making, I think, this person feel better, because especially in the past, something that they put a lot of work into and they feel kind of stalled, and they've taken a long way around it. Over here you're looking at, I think, on the more deeper spiritual and mental level, that this is gonna bring a lot of health and vigor, so to speak, to this person. They're feeling good about it. They know they're dealing with strong company. He's looking really, really good in this situation here. So the 31, the sun, their card, and that tree sitting next to each other is basically telling me that there is a lot of energy, that there seems to be this person is, I get, kind of a spiritual leader, so to speak, or someone who's into something, who has power and strength. And like I said, this is going to be more on a spiritual level. Very strong vitality. They're ready past this area of here of what's going on at the mountain right now. They're feeling strong. They're feeling good, and really ready to get moving forward with it. That has that strength. I've got the strength of spirit to go on with it. So that looks very, very good. Now, this is going more into the future. We got the one card. The one card, of course, like I said, I kind of skipped these. It seems like these are closer, and this basically shows a connection of the type of job that's going on. So, and again, this is a perfect connection with this person and the type of work they're doing. But over here on this side, I have the one card, and one card's all about news and messages, but it's also about major changes in your life, something that comes into your life and it creates major changes. And this is future wise. So future wise, it is basically the first thing that this is going to tell me is that there's at any time, and it's going to be very, very soon, because this is a card that's quickness. The number 1, it's right there, boom, getting ready to happen. So it's soon that this is coming into play. Anyway, but basically this is a brand new chapter. It changes everything in your life, and it's going to happen soon. So this is good news. Very, very good news. Now, the next card, as I was saying, the next card is all about, I get a lot of entrepreneurship and people that start their own business, more of the small business owner in this manner. It deals with commerce and trade, it's, and sales. You could also deal with import export also, but I think it's going to be more of dealing with people in different areas of the world concerning this type of job here overseas, because I get the water. A lot of people in that, but anyway, a lot of exchange with different people in different countries and so forth. So this seems to be, again, like I said, this is more of the entrepreneur card. A business person, or somebody who's self-made, who starts their own business, and they work for themselves. They're independent, even though I think there's the connection working with the big companies and so forth. They're still basically on their own and independent. So um, that's something that's really a strong connection with this card here, with that 1 and that 34 card next to each other. It's basically telling me that they're getting ready to start this business that's getting ready to happen. It's a new business venture that they're getting ready, that's coming out, and a new, basically, encounter with a big business or big business people. Especially, I got this little triangle going on between the bear and the rider and that fish card. Strong connection that I get right there. So anyway, the next card is going to be the 20 card. With the 20 card deals with communities, people gathering together, and always, basically having fun. It's another really brilliant, bright card about positive energies and so forth. And it deals with groups of people and crowds of people, and this is what this person is going to be dealing with, is a lot of different groups of people and having to be social, running their own business and so forth. Um, Also with advertising themselves, but professionals have a strong connection with this card too. So there's, again, the future in this, on this side, is looking really, really well. So that fish, I'm going to connect with the fish and that garden right there. But between that, of course, starting their own business and everything, and working well with that, seems to be, um, oh, I don't know, kind of a lot of customers and selling themselves. And I think it's showing that there's going to be a lot of customers that come in. There's going to be a major change showing here. So, and this person, of course, with any business, a lot of customers to have that success. And boom, right there it is. Okay, now I got to read this way, and I know this video is getting long, but I want to go ahead and get this done. What I want to read this way, I have the lily, I have the bear, and I have the 1 card. I want to try to speed up and talk a little quicker, but it's late, I'm tired, and I'm trying to keep my mind focused on what I'm doing here. I've already went through the meanings of the cards, and the first thing, the lily and the bear sitting next to each other is a very strong indication that there's going to be, I get very satisfied, and this shows a more of a past situation, because, like I said, past, present, future type situation there. So, just to back up a little bit to explain that, but this is more of being able to set themselves up for retirement. I think on the past has basically been on their mind, and I don't know exactly how well that's going to work. It looks good. I mean, I'm showing everything very, very strong. I think this person does have a situation, or maybe that they're going to spend some money or things that they've learned in the past, and they plan on doing this for the rest of their life and retire working at this business, which I think is the plan that's going on with all this. Now I have the bear here and the rider next to each other, and the bear and the rider next to each other. Um, that seems to be more of, again, I get that connection, something new that's coming in, uh, about the business, about the commerce, but it's a new source of income. Okay, and this is, again, it's kind of been in the past, but it's heading this direction, more over in this direction. So this is so, and it's newer. A connection with this company is bringing in a new source of income for this person. It seems to be improvements, new things coming in, improvements, and of course life changes when that rider card comes in. So that's looking very, very good. Now right here I have on this central row, I have the number 25, which is the ring card, sitting next to the sun. Well, like I said, that central card being the sun, I've already went through the meaning of both of these cards here, or all the cards. So the 25 card and the 31 card, or the ring and the sun, sitting next to each other, is going to be more about very successful partnerships. I'm going to say, a strong success. Looks great with this company and this business he's starting. Everything's looking fantastic. Okay, because the ring is the commitment, kind of a marriage type to something, and this is a card of success. So I'm going to say, successful partnership. So that tells me that things are looking really, really good. An excellent contract. There's definitely a victory, a win situation that presently of what this person is looking at. So that's a great deal here. Now the 31 card and the 34 card, the sun and the fish card, are sitting next to each other here. And the sun and the fish card seems to be, again, I get success as an entrepreneur, success with their own business. Everything is looking fantastic for this situation. Of course, the person with this reading is very, very happy. I mean, it came out beautifully, but it's showing things are very positive, and good fortune seems to be in there. Now, down here to the bottom, though, again, we come to the mountain, and this is more coming up because the way I'm reading the future, okay, but it seems to be there may be some obstacles trying to make maybe that more spiritual connection, and I get that more of basically getting in the groove with it, so to speak. So it's saying that it'll take a little bit of time, I think, because of how positive things seem to be looking here, but I think this is more of just basically taking some time. New, he still got his training wheels, so it's going to be something new and trying to get started. And that seems to be a more of, feeling a little tired, maybe because this does health issues and stuff like that. There's going to be some difficulties of getting started, maybe some health issues, or something that seems to kind of block things moving forward here in the very beginning, or something from the past that seems to be blocking it. But I get a lot, maybe even almost a creative type block that I'm getting with this. So anyway, but I don't think this is a major issue because of these two cards sitting next to each other. I mean, this is something that's definitely going to have to be worked out and is looked at. But with the number 5 card, the tree here sitting next to the garden, I think that there's going to be some very strong, almost karmic connections with people that he comes in contact with and connects with, that basically see eye to eye. People that seem to, again, have that it's almost like people surrounding yourself with people that understand you, and this person basically, or the type of work that they're wanting to do, is on a more spiritual level. So this makes perfect sense to me. Um, I think again the health of himself and a lot of spiritual gatherings, which makes perfect sense um, with the way this is connecting here. Um, Very comfortable environment. It's just going to take a little time and effort to gain that, but like I said, I think more of losing those training wheels to get there. But as things move along, it seems I because of all the positive cards, and especially that Sun card showing the success in the central card there, everything seems to be moving along really well with that situation. Now, what I really need to do, like I said, that central cross that I have there is very, very important. The central cross, and again, I get that very strong connection, good with business, the commitment that's going on. Everything is working excellent with that central cross, but you always want to read your corners and diagonal to see how things are going. So, corners I have right here with this, with the lilies card. Um, in this corner here, another excellent positive card being the garden card, and the lilies, again, like I said, it is more about feeling comfortable and feeling satisfied. Okay, I thought my video had stopped. Anyway, but feeling comfortable and feeling satisfied with the community and people that he's around. That's basically what I'm gonna kind of put out there with that one. You know, the again, the type of people that they're comfortable with, and these are going to be people I think that are going to be older friends, or they're going to last a long time. I get that feel with that Lily's card, because it deals a lot with retirement and older age a lot of times, and this card deals with community. So, uh, you know, going that route about it, um, more of, again, like I said, there's going to be spiritual learning and teaching that seems to be going on with that type of community. So again, it all makes perfect sense with the whole situation. So I also want to do the 21 card and the 1 card. Again, we're back to that mountain. Okay, and this is moving towards that this is almost a cornerstone, I think, because it is sitting in the corner, that mountain card, and I think it's a major issue with this person trying to, again, get themselves going, or they have taken a long path, a long time to get to where they're wanting to go. But it seems like with delays are going to stop with the Sun card sitting there, and I know I haven't got to that yet, but with this card here, I kind of get, because this is a really positive card. This shows changes. Finally, changes coming. They're coming soon. And moving away from that obstacle that's taken so long and so many years to have to work through and get through, and especially connected with this card, these two. This is a long time card, also from a long time ago, but basically things that you've waited for a long time are finally starting to happen. Things are coming in for you, so that looks really, really good in that situation there. Now, to read them completely diagonal, or you want to read, again, if you put the central card in there, no matter how you go about it, you're looking at good situations. Going to the lilies, positive things, feeling comfortable, a strong spiritual connection, a strong connection with yourself, and your ego seems to be balanced. Here, great, fantastic news coming in. Here, finally, I almost see like the sun coming over the mountain here. So finally, there's good news getting over. You're finally starting to see the sun rise over the mountain. And I get a cat that wants to walk across my table. Go. And again, that strong connection and happiness with the communities that they're in. So your diagonals here, or your triangles here, you also want to read. And I get the lilies card with that tree card, and that's a very, very strong spiritual connection again with that. But it seems to, your triangles here, you got to read this one and this one, and then down here, and then this one and this one, and then up this direction. So it's 1 and 3 and 8. So the 1 and the 3, the lilies, going with that news card. Again, this is a comfort card. The 30, feeling comfortable. So I get a lot of comfort that seems to make sense with news that's coming in that's going to make you feel comfortable, or new things in your life that's going to come in that's definitely make you feel very, very comfortable with that situation. It's basically like, you know, uh, things are going to be changed. There's almost new type cycle, renewal type energies that seems to come up with that. And with that, that lily and that tree, which is 3 is at the bottom there, the lily here and the tree at the bottom, the connection there seems to be more of a lot of meditation that's going to be done. And I say that because the fact that I know this person does a lot of meditation and is doing a lot of spiritual work. So, very strong connection with these two right here, of basically getting their roots down, getting grounded, and getting themselves together. And I think that's going to help get past this mountain situation right here. But there's basically a very serene feel that comes to that. And with the 1 and this here, good news. And again, I get that comes in with health. Good news that comes in with again, setting those roots, being grounded, feeling comfortable within that entire situation. Almost like new people that seems to enter your life. There's a new connection that connects with you, who you are on a more deeper personal level. Finally, almost on a spiritual level, you're finally doing something that you love and want to do. So, and this is going to be basically, again, wanting to be a lifelong thing. And this is a strong connection to Shan that this is looking like this is going to happen. Now, again, you read these together, this triangle here of the mountain and the garden and the bear. And the mountain, like I said, this is always obstacles and everything, but I have to read it with the garden. And with the garden over here is more of almost a vacation, being around other people, being connected with other people, feeling comfortable, feeling like you're on vacation. You're working a job, but you're working a job or a business that you love, so you're comfortable. You know what I mean? That seems to be the community and so forth. Almost like a community in the mountains here. And of course, my hermit's vision from the hermit card would kind of remind me of that. A community or somebody that deals, almost makes me think of somebody who kind of holds the light and helps the way with community, which makes perfect sense with this entire situation. But basically, it's almost like a retreat or a getaway to actually be at work or be working with their job. So that's a really, really good thing here. Now, I have the mountain and the bear. Now that type of situation seems to be more of I don't know. The bear connects with the mountain to me personally because I seem to get that bear, living in a mountain area and so forth. But it does seem that maybe there may be some issues that kind of possibly even worries. And there goes a cat again. Um, in that situation, um, with is the company gonna have issues and problems and so forth? And of course, I mean, it well could. Um, have problems, and but I get more of basically kind of a more wild type open situation. Um, Dealing with this company, there may be a few little issues or problems where things that have to or take a little longer or so forth. But with the overall feel of the spread, I really don't see anything majorly negative. Is maybe just basically uh, worries or having things taking a little longer sometimes dealing with the companies and stuff that this person's going to deal with. Now, with a 20 card, the garden and the bear, of course, that's going to be excellent. The garden is an excellent card. The bear is a very strong card. A lot of strength and power that comes with that. So this is going to be more like kind of taking care of other people. You know what I mean? Feeding other people. I get a lot of people, and I think of bears and uh, bear. Okay, how many pounds of fish does a bear eat in a day? Lots. You know what I'm saying? Especially with the fish card right here above it, and I kind of get that. Basically, being able to feed yourself and take care of yourself and others and stuff like that, because it seems like the money seems to flow well. So anyway, that's going to be my reading. I know it's very, very long, but I wanted to go through that spread. That's the reason I like the shorter spreads when it comes to the Lenormand deck. But that's something, food for thought, and it looks fantastic for the person that this reading's for. I hope you enjoyed it. Everybody have a great day, and thank you if you watched this entire video.